Hello everyone, it's Michael from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are going to be training 68 minutes of chess because the grind never ends, not until we are a chess master. So, we're going to get to it. My update is that I played a league match yesterday and I managed to win, so that takes my classical total up to 8.5 out of the last 10 games, which I'm very, very pleased about. And yeah, the game was really nice. It was a very difficult grind to begin with, and then I managed to exploit my opponent's time trouble and complicate at the right moment with just enough risk to give myself winning chances without, risking too much. And it all paid off, and I managed to win. And actually, there was a game I had like a couple months ago where I drew it because I wasn't able to pull the trigger at the right moment. And in this game, I was able to play dynamically when needed. So yeah, this was very nice, and we shall continue the Woodpecker grind. So yeah, not much more to add. We keep going. 172 out of 254. What is that, like 80 to go? And we are for real, Arav. We are training at this time. I've had quite a productive day, I have to say. This is like the last of many things on my to-do list to check off, so this is good. Okay, we've got Ponomaryov to play and win. Let us begin. We've got queen, rook, bishop, bishop, knight against queen, rook, bishop, bishop, knight. We've got 1, 2, 3 against 3. We've got double D pass pawns. So their king's looking a bit safer. However, we do have a queen on the line of the king. Pawn is attacking the knight, but it is pinned. Knight is looking very ominous. Bishop can also potentially get involved. Rook is also pressuring, maybe some X-ray. Bishop, queen, battery. Bishop helping guard the king. Rook maybe on this line. Some X-ray stuff to the bishop, perhaps. So, for instance, bishop here and then rook takes is potentially a theme. This fork is kind of jumping out as well. Okay, how about black? Black's really not doing much. I guess they've got the better static position, right? They've got the better structure, but that's about it. Also, this could be a threat. So, okay, checks, captures, threats. No, what about loose pieces? Loose pieces first. Any loose pieces? This guy is loose and almost hanging, if not for the pin. This is loose as well. Not loose. This one's loose. Fine. So, checks, captures, threats. We've got check. We've got capture. Capture. This is a threat. This is a threat. Maybe this is a threat to lure the queen onto a forkable square. Something like this. Okay, let's begin with our checks. So knight f6, just bishop f6. Surely nothing. Captures, rook e7. Rook takes. So bishop c7's kind of jumping out because either they have to give up the exchange where we still have a lot of pressure, or they have to move their queen. And I feel like that is a vulnerable square. For instance, we can take the knight even. So what is going on here? Why is this not just a solution? Is the point that after bishop, rook takes, maybe there's bishop d6 at the end with a fork? Maybe that's the issue. So what about d6? D6 I'm not so sure. I mean, they've got a move like bishop here with tempo. Also, I'm realizing rook takes. If rook takes, that might be bishop g5. I don't know. I'm looking. I don't think this works at all. But I was looking at like, what if we take, they go bishop d6, and then I just take on f7. With the point being, if they take my queen, maybe I could like give some mating net. But it's just there's just nothing here. Have I gone through all my candidates properly? I feel like I haven't. I feel like I'm also too hungry to calculate. It's not a good sign. What about some chill move like bishop here? Threaten to take the bishop. My rook's still fine. This pawn is fine. This can't be attacked anymore. It's on a sticky square. Is that not just pleasant? They move their king across to get out of the pin to avoid this. I mean, I can probably still take and then give some mate. So can I just do this with the threat on the bishop? Like, what do they even do? They have to move the bishop somewhere. Let's say they move back to d7. Have they avoided all their issues? Maybe. But then I've got d6, which looks even stronger now. I have to try and stay on this diagonal. All looks very dodgy. But maybe it's not winning. Bishop c7 would be fine if not for this move. Wait, why can't I just take it with the queen? I guess then queen takes, rook takes, and then they take here, but then I take here? Maybe that's enough? Bishop c7 if rook takes, queen takes. Maybe that's the point. That looks alright. That looks alright. So maybe it is this, and maybe Axel Smith's just going to play queen d7. And then I'll just take the knight. Surely that's too easy. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't consider queen takes. I think it looks good. I'm even looking at like this line like knight takes. I can even take with the bishop because if queen takes, then I believe there's knight. Oh no, I thought I was gonna get mate, but the queen is defending. Still looks good though. Still looks good. I guess bishop c7. I mean, I don't see anything better. I don't know what else to consider. Incorrect. Of course it is. Queen takes is given. Knight c8 wins an exchange, but only slightly better. I mean that's. So what's rook e7? But I didn't see a follow up. Okay, so at least I didn't give like some garbage move. I mean, it's still fine, but apparently this is just winning them. So I sacked the exchange. I mean, let's say we just take with the queen. Sure, the dark squares are weak, but what's the actual follow-up? Just bishop e5? And we've just got this long-term potential of sacking this bishop. So what? Queen takes bishop e5, bishop d7? I guess then knight f6, and probably king f8 with knight h7. It does look pretty dire. Yeah, I can believe this. So that's my prediction. I think the follow-up is bishop e5. And if rook takes... If rook takes and I go bishop e5, could they potentially sack back and then move the bishop? Is that fine? Oh man, I'm actually too hungry for this. Like, but I've eaten dinner and I had some like snacks to fuel me, but it's not fueled me at all. I guess my lunch was too small. I had a small lunch. So maybe I just haven't eaten enough today. Maybe on rook takes, I just go bishop g5. Rook takes, if rook takes bishop g5, I threaten to win back the exchange. I open up the rook to attack. I think that's good enough. Let's see which way they take. They took with the queen. Let's see if bishop e5 was indeed the right answer. Alternative, okay. I mean, this really looks the nicest. I mean, unless d6 you wanna throw in, but maybe d6 makes sense to throw it in. Because there's no good squares for the queen, except for maybe queen e2, because that hits the knight. But then I guess you've got knight f6, and you win back your exchange. So actually, the only moves to keep control of the square just allow bishop e5 next. So I guess that's it. Bishop g5. I love how bishop e5 just has no comment from Axel Smith. It's just he ran out of finger energy to type the rest of the words, or maybe he forgot to copy and paste, whichever of the two. d6 and some other moves are good, but not the best or most natural. Okay, apparently bishop g5 is most natural. I mean, blocking the queen's x-ray to the king. I don't get at why that would be most natural. I mean, it comes with tempo, sure. Let's imagine they play like queen e2, hitting the knight. I guess, yeah, it's still this knight f6. I guess the point is we just hit the queen and we threaten knight f6. I don't know why that's... I guess to me it was like, I didn't want to block, but if it's concretely getting knight f6, then it's probably just working. And surely takes. Okay, and we still need to find something, apparently. I mean, rook f5 surely wins. Pawn takes, and then there's got to be some follow-up. Probably bishop e7. Yeah, if king h6, queen g5. If king h8, bishop f6. Are there any counter checks? Not really, right? There's no queen e3, there's no queen e1. Queen d1, you can also block. So this wins. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like, I can kind of get it, but it's like, it's not natural to me. It's not natural to play bishop g5 and see all of that. Fritz says I don't believe in bishop c7. Interesting. Cameron says, I just got here, but my immediate interest is rook takes e7 things. Nice. I'm confused. Why not check bishop g5? What do you mean check bishop g5? Or like, as in, why didn't I look at bishop g5? That's crazy. Yeah, like both of you saying bishop g5 just wasn't on my radar. I guess like to me it's like almost too caveman. Like attack queen, bishop g5, but it's like it doesn't like feel harmonious with the position, right? But the point is, like, I guess you guys are seeing it from the lens that it gains a tempo, covers the f6 square. That's enough. Yeah. Just choking on the water. Yeah, to me, bishop g5 is by far the most natural. We get knight f6 by force. We still have rook takes f5 ideas anyway. Yeah, wild. Yeah, check as in why not? Why I didn't consider it. Yeah, is crazy. I mean, this is what I've said for a long time, that like this style of chess, it's not natural to me, because I played chess growing up, not knowing about checks, captures, threats. Like I didn't know, I didn't have any tactical theory. So I basically don't have these forcing instincts. I just kind of see combinations more like in harmony with the pieces. Like d6 bishop e5 way more natural to me. And bishop g5, like that requires like a lot more work. And I think the problem with this exercise as well, I was too like when I was actually considering my moves, I wanted to calculate bishop c7 first. So in future I should because when I was like, okay, check doesn't work, capture doesn't work, because I wanted to just get on with looking at bishop c7. And to me, intuitively, this doesn't feel like it's enough. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, bishop g5 is not natural to me. Yeah. Yeah, bishop c7 here. Rook c7, queen c7, queen c7, rook c7. I think this is what I looked at. Yeah, apparently this is just not clear enough. Actually, after bishop d8, rook c3. Oh yeah, this is why I said like they can't take the knight because of the bishop hangs. Yeah. Okay, let's try and do another one. Or maybe I should actually quickly check how bad were my ideas. Like this d6 or bishop e5. Hey, bishop e5 is just as good. d6 is not as good. What was my line after bishop e5? I was quite happy with this way. I was like bishop d7 and then knight f6. So yeah, this just wins. Fascinating. Caveman chess is the best chess. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and it's I'm getting that. I'm becoming more caveman by doing this woodpecker, and I realize how important it is. Jesus, Arif. We don't need to. Do we need to know? We don't need to know. Cameron, I'm surprised it's not intuitive given how weak the dark squares are. I feel like I have a good control over dark squares, even if it didn't win by force, it'd just be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, it's just the fact that this one piece blocks my queen, that's already enough for me to, like, not want to play it. Which, yeah, it's just bad. Bad instincts. Yeah, so it's slowly improving. I mean, that's why we're doing these exercises. Yo, Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Let's solve some woodpecker. The grind is well and truly on. Also, to update anyone joining the stream, I won my league match yesterday, so I'm on a whooping 8.5 out of 10. I've lost one game against 2250, and I've won and drawn against a 2080 player who is now 2150. But I've won the rest. So we are well and truly on form, and this calculation training definitely helps a bunch. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, Ponomariov as black to win. Despite the centralized position, the king is somewhat short of squares and must keep the rook protected. Okay, we got a prompt today. Let's solve. So okay, we've got 2 rooks, 6 pawns. They've got rook, knight, bishop, and 5 pawns. So material is even, except it's very different. Knight, bishop, pawn against rook and pawn against knight, bishop. The king is pretty safe on f7. It's a diagonal away from the knight. Dark squared bishop is on a light square. Tension between the rooks. As Axel Smith mentioned, king is the only piece defending the rook. Knight is on a sticky square. Okay. So what about any loose pieces? b8 is loose. g4 is loose. h4 is loose. h7 is loose. Loose, not loose. Loose over here. This is loose as well. Okay. Good to have an idea. Okay, let's look at our checks, captures, threats. So what checks do we have in the position? We've got f5. We've got rook d7, rook e2, rook e2, rook f4. And that's it. In terms of captures, we've got capture here. And in terms of threats, I don't think we're going to have time for a threat, given that they're threatening to just trade. Which, strategically, they probably wouldn't typically want to trade rooks, but given that their king is so weak, it would make perfect sense here. So let's begin with those candidates. So, okay, let's start with our checks. So f5. I mean, there are options, right? They can either take, they can either move, or they can move. To be honest, I'll come back to this move because that's quite a lot to calculate, and we might have something that wins a lot faster. So let's have a look at this rook move. So rook check here forces either rook to block or knight to block. So if they block with the knight, again, I don't see an immediate follow-up. Like f5, pawn takes, pawn takes. They've still got the e5 square. We've now got the d5 square. They have some options. I mean, maybe if they move the king, there's some rook f3 at the end, and maybe we win that piece. But then again, so just one sample line I'm looking at is like, if they block with the knight, and then we go f5, takes, and then king here, and we try and pin. Maybe they've got like a move like rook e2. And then getting out of the pin so that they can move the knight. But then maybe we've got king e8 counter-attacking the rook, and then the knight's still hanging. So maybe this works. I know, I'm just realizing the rook is pinning here. So maybe that actually works. Maybe this actually works. Does it work? Does f5 concretely work? If they move the king immediately, I mean, we've got the same idea. Or here, we can do the same idea. So maybe this actually works due to f5. Okay, what if they block with the rook? Because f5 again. This time they can move the king, or let's say they take and move the king. Trying to think, can we take, knight takes, and then do another pin? But then they can go king f4. And again, doesn't feel like there's enough there. So maybe it's just not this check altogether. We can come back to it though. The only other check I had in the start was this rook. And then we didn't look at f5 at all. Maybe now we should look at f5. Maybe now we should. Because we understand that position a bit better. So f5, if they come this way, this is just mate, right? If f5 and they come this way, oh, the rook's just hanging, right? So f5, they have to take, in which we just take. I mean, it's just over, right? I'm not blundering any forks or nothing. I mean, it's just f5. So yeah, me seeing that there are 3 different moves, it kind of gave me worse vibes than this move. But then upon calculating this, it became clear that f5 is definitely best. Just double checking, but I haven't missed any candidates. No, it looks very, very clearly winning. Okay. Yeah, weird puzzle to throw in. Like, we even got given a prompt, like, for a puzzle that's way easier than, like literally most other puzzles. No, these are intermediate exercises. Thanks for the congratulations, SSS. I love how everyone's suggesting rook d2 first, instead of f5. Like, everyone got lazy with calculating f5. Yeah, Cameron's just like, f5 for sure just wins. Yeah, and this is why like the shallow calculation is important. If you tunnel vision too hard and you don't consider your alternatives, you may miss something much more obvious. So, can I be bothered to visualize Stephen's long line? Let's give it a go. So it's rook d2, rook e3, f5, gf, gf, king d3. Didn't even consider that. Rook d2, king c3, rook c2, king d3, rook f d2 with mate. But missed king e5 as a move. Right. Yeah, so f5 just works. Okay, nice. Let's go to the next one. So, Ponomaryov to lose against Caruana. More prompts this time. How can white exploit the weak like squares around the king? Didn't need that, but okay. So, white to play. So we've got queen, rook, bishop, 4 pawns. Queen, rook, bishop, 4 pawns. Same color bishop. Indeed, black has weak light squares, which is better than having weak dark squares for us because they've got no dark square bishop. Our pieces definitely look more active. Tension-wise, there's a bit of pressure here. Pressure on these light squares, pressure on this light square. Maybe some pressure coming in somewhere. The pawn also has some pressure. Maybe potential for some push. Maybe potential for something like this, I don't know. There's like some x-rays this way. For black, they've got some defense, x-ray defense. It's going to take a long time for them to counterattack our king. Fine, so any more x-rays to consider? I guess there's an x-ray this way. Right, and what about... I guess maybe there's this theme as well. And what about loose pieces? Loose rook here. Loose queen. And that's about it. I'm also thinking there's this theme, like maybe something like that as well. So, okay. Let's go for our checks, captures, threats. So what checks do we have? We got check, 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 check. And that's it. Captures. Just got these captures in addition to these ones. And threats. This is a threat of mate. This might somehow be threatening to win a pawn. Maybe they can't take it. Probably can though. Queen here's a threat. On the rook. The loose rook. If we capture here, nothing. Queen captures nothing. I think my internet just cut, but hopefully we're back on. Just British problems. Okay, so let's look at our threats. Bishop a6, threatens mate. If they take it, I don't see a follow-up. What about this attack? I mean, it doesn't even really threaten too much. The king always has b8. I'm not convinced. What about this queen a3? Does this do anything? I don't think so. Like, what if they just move anywhere? Like here. Don't see what we've gained. Bishop here, it does threaten to win a pawn. If they take it though, I was thinking of this idea of rook takes a5, but just pawn takes and it looks completely fine. Have I looked at all of the candidates that I initially came up with? Did I look at this one properly enough? Bishop takes? I'd love to play rook e8, but there's no way I can, like, displace this guy. Ah, what about rook e7? Because then, if queen takes, maybe now bishop a6. Because then we make use of this motif, right? So rook e7. And rook e7 should be a move I consider. And maybe I did. Maybe it was one of my candidates. It definitely should be. Like, any move that potentially creates a threat, even if it's like a hanging piece, it should be considered. So I hope I listed it as one of my candidates earlier. If I didn't, that's bad. But yeah, rook e7. If queen takes, bishop here. Is there any other way to stop mate? No, then that's probably it, isn't it? There's no counter checks as well. Looks really good. Yeah, rook e7 just wins. Okay, nice. Does anyone remember if I included rook e7 as a candidate at the start? I feel like I did. But I might have not. Iche asks, how did you end up doing the Woodpecker cycles? I'm unsure if I want to complete the book and then use all the exercises as my set. Yeah, I'm probably not planning to do a single cycle after completing this book. I think like I'll just move on to something else. Just because, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and I think it's good to kind of keep things fresh. But I do think the cycles are useful as well, because it's kind of like training yourself to get to the right answer, and you remind yourself of like what patterns work. A bit like, for instance, the bishop g5 debate I just had with like Cameron and Frizz. It's like, the more I see the correct move, the more likely I'm going to be, oh yeah, like the point is that you need to be a caveman here and just play bishop g5, right? Like this is what is useful about the cycles. Like you kind of like have one more jab at your memory to be like, okay, that's what we should do. Yeah, Frizz, your fun moves work out. I want to do fun moves, rook e7, queen takes, bishop a6. Nice. Yep, you got it, Stephen, as well. Fantastic. Yes, and Travis got there as well. Dan was beaten. Okay, so Frizz got there first, indeed. Okay, still, good job, guys. Okay, let's do the next one. White to play. So, we've got 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops. They've got 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops. We've got 1, 2, 6, 6. Okay, equal material. Their king is on the line of our bishop. First thing I notice. But no queens on the board. Our king is very, very safe, with this bishop also stopping any back rank stuff. Looks great. Okay, piece tension. And pressure on f7. X-ray pressure to the rook. X-ray pressure back. Bishop cuts in. Pawn is pressuring back at here. Maybe pressure. Okay. Any more x-rays to consider? I mean, this is x-ray to the king. Okay. And then loose pieces. This is actually loose, surprisingly. This guy's loose. Okay, fine. So if there's a way to actually get at this piece, that might be nice. So, what checks do we have? We have no checks. What captures do we have? We got pawn takes. We got knight takes f7. What threats do we have? Maybe c6. Maybe knight b5. Maybe knight f5. Knight b7. Knight e8. Okay, so let's go one by one. So let's look at our captures first. If we take on b6, we are hitting the rook. So let's presume they just take back. The bishop has opened up a bit, that's one change. But I don't see a good follow-up. Yeah. Okay, what about knight takes f7? Let's just presume king takes f7 for now. Again, I don't see anything. Okay, so what about threats? So what about his c6 move? Does this do anything? Let's say we just take with a knight. Well, if they take with a knight, maybe now there's knight b5, right? Because if they take my loose bishop, I take their rook. So I win a rook for knight, bishop and pawn. At least for now. Does that work in all cases? What if they take with the bishop? I mean, maybe knight b5 is still working there, actually. Right? Because if they take the knight, then we've got rook takes d8, and that's a free piece. So maybe after bishop takes, they try and take our rook first. And if we take back, maybe now they can take our knight. And we don't have rook d8 because they can block. So maybe c6 isn't quite working, but definitely looks promising. It could be c6 and bishop takes, and there might be some refutation, which I'm missing. Any other threats? Knight b7 hits the rook. If they just play a move like rook c8, then what? Maybe c6 or something, but I don't really get it. What about knight e8? Knight e8. It could be something like, I don't know, pawn takes b6, pawn takes b6, knight e8. But then just king takes, and everything is fine. I was thinking like if bishop takes, maybe there's rook d8 or some shit like that, but I think it's fine. Knight f5, just pawn takes. So maybe it is just c6 at the start. c6, bishop takes. What's the refutation? Maybe c6 bishop takes, I take with the bishop, but then they take with the rook. I don't see the follow-up. c6 bishop takes, what is the refutation? Knight b5, rook takes d1, rook takes d1. Bishop takes b5, and we're just lost. Could it be a move order thing? What if I go knight b5 first? Knight b5, they just go bishop takes. So what if pawn takes b6, knight b5? Maybe that's the way to do it. Hold up. Pawn takes b6, knight b5. But then what if they just move the rook? Where do they move the rook though? Maybe back to c8? But then we've got moves like bishop b7. This is way too complicated for my liking. Because then they've even got like bishop takes b5, since the rook is now guarded on by the rook. It's way too messy. Have we looked at all of our candidates? Did we miss any? Did we forget any? Knight b7, I said rook c8. feel like it must be c6. Bishop takes c6, and I just don't see the follow-up. So okay, let's do this properly. So okay, c6, bishop takes c6. Do we have any checks? No. Do we have any captures? Somehow we've got bishop takes c6. So let's look at that. c6, bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6. Just rook takes c6. Nothing there. c6, bishop takes c6. Don't see it. Don't see it. What about if I really do change the move on knight b5, bishop takes, and then I take, and if they take back the bishop, do I have takes on b6 with a discovered check? Maybe it's that. Knight b5 could be knight b5. Knight b5, bishop takes b5, rook takes d8. And I just didn't consider this forcing move because it felt like I was relieving the pressure instead of actually opening up a new front. So that just looks very strong. Knight b5, bishop takes b5. I'm down a piece. Rook takes d8, bishop takes d8. That's a trade. And then I go take on b6. So I'm now a pawn for a piece. Can we block rook e7? They can. But then I can even just go pawn takes a7. And I'm threatening two different promotion squares, which is winning. So I'm pretty sure knight b5 wins. Have I considered all the options here? All the candidates? They don't have any deviations. This is all forced. All completely forced. Very nice. Knight b5, right? Was what I was saying. Very nice. The main point, bishop b5, rook d8, c b6, rook e7, b7. Let's fucking go. Let's go. So knight b5. Yeah, rook c8, I just want knight takes a7. I didn't even look further than that. I was like, that's already enough to play the move. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is even more winning. Nice. Good shit. How do people do? c6, knight b5 looks really strong. Yeah, so me and Steven had the same instinct with c6, trying to make that work. And then Bob in with the knight b5 first. If bishop takes b5, rook d8, bishop d8, c b6. Fantastic. Yeah, very, very forcing. Yeah, exactly. The move order is to take on d8 before taking on b6. Indeed. Yeah, bishop takes a7 in the end. Yes, indeed. We get the space fun victory sticker. Let's go. Finally, we're using the stickers appropriately. Did poorly on that one. Okay, it happens. It happens. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Grind continues. Ponomaryov against Borisek, whoever that is. White to play. So we've got queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. Queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. 6 against 6. I would also recommend to those in chat, if you feel like you're slower than the people responding, I would recommend you ignore chat like I am. Try and solve it for yourself first, and then look at chat to like kind of clarify your thoughts and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot more effective if you're not just getting spoilers, right? So like when I do these, I'm also not reading chat until after I give it my best attempt. So, materials even, if I counted correctly. Yep. King safety. Okay, the king is kind of safe. We got some dark square control, but they do have a bishop helping. It's kind of blocked up, difficult to get into, but we do have some knights that are ready to come forward, like maybe some knight f5, queen g5 type shit. Our king is looking very, very safe, so no counter checks to worry about, which is fantastic. Any loose... let's look at more tension first. So tension on e4. Of course, there's these ideas that I was just suggesting, maybe via knight h5. Queen is on a dark square. Maybe there's some play somewhere. Maybe like some deflection ideas. Loose pieces. Knight is loose on b6. Could be relevant. Any other loose pieces? No. Yes, no. That's defended. Okay, fine. So... checks, captures, threats. Checks. We have no checks. Captures. Got one capture. That's it. Oh, we got two captures. Okay. Threats. Knight f5. Queen g5 is also quite nice in the sense that maybe we're preparing this. Bishop g5 puts some pressure. Rook d7 is a threat. Any move that hits the knight. Bishop e3, queen e3, also a threat. Okay, so let's begin with knight f5, because this one feels like the strongest. So knight f5, if they take, I think that's disastrous. We just go queen g5, they have to block and we mate. So knight f5, they cannot take. Knight f5, where can they go with the queen? They can either go e6 or they can go c7. Why is my computer bugging out? Knight f5, queen c7. Not entirely sure. Knight f5, queen e6, do we have a solution? Knight g5 looks nice, but it doesn't quite trap the queen. They do have this move. I don't even know if I saw that the pawn was hanging, actually. That's why you want to look at all your loose pieces at the start. So you have an idea of what resources you have later on. Yeah, so knight f5, both queen e6 and queen c7 are somewhat annoying. Okay, let's move on. Let's not tunnel vision. So, okay. We also had the capture, knight takes e5. If queen takes e5, was there some point here? I mean, I'm looking at ways to potentially trap the queen, like bishop f4 or something, but... I don't know, let's be concrete. Bishop f4? What squares does that queen have? They got e6 or back to e7? Or c5. c5 is met by bishop d6, which I do believe traps the queen. e7 is probably also met by bishop d6, which would then force queen e6. And maybe even knight g5, but again, there's always this escape, right? So this doesn't ever work with this being an escape square. So maybe that's where knight d4 would come in. Where queen d7 would be the only move. Or actually they've got a queen e7 again. I don't know. Looks Wait, did I just move my piece that I just sacrificed? I think I just did that, which is the knight is gone. So I don't think it's knight e5. I don't think that's enough to trap the queen. But maybe queen trap is the line of thought I should be having. So for instance, after queen e6, maybe now knight d4 is something to consider. Pawn takes, knight takes. Surely not enough. Okay, what other candidates did I have? I had this random rook d7, which I don't think helps at all. I mean, after knight takes, knight f5, there's still queen e6. Hold on a second. Do I not have the move rook d6? Does this not look very nice? And after this, maybe I've got enough pieces in the attack to conjure something up. But again, no instincts here. Any caveman moves I can consider? Maybe queen g5. Threatens just rook takes knight. And if the knight moves, let's say they go knight d7, which looks terribly passive. Maybe they've got knight e7. So maybe that all works. Like, the queen is so offside here. It doesn't make sense why a move like queen g5 might work. Maybe they bring back this knight to try and hold. Yeah, it's not easy. Not easy. Any other candidates that I've forgotten about? What about, like, rook d6? Queen takes d6, knight f5? Surely not. You just move the queen anywhere. Queen e6 again. This capture doesn't change anything. Bishop takes b5, right? Doesn't change anything. Did I consider queen g5 enough at the start? Queen g5. Problem is I don't really see the point. What about the candidates of this queen e3 or bishop e3? Like, does hitting this knight make a difference? Don't think so. I mean, they can even just play c5 probably. Probably what they want to do. And I did have this bishop g5 move. Which I didn't really consider. What if they just go queen e6? Ignore it all. I'm wondering again, queen g5, maybe there's some knight h5 ideas. But right now they can just take it. It's defended. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. Bishop f... I mean, knight takes e5 was somewhat close to trapping the queen, but... don't think it works. Bishop e3, if they go c5, we do have b4. So hold up, bishop e3, the knight's not trapped, is it? Or some... that'd be ridiculous. I mean, a knight can always go to d7, surely. Could be a move order thing, knight f5 first. Maybe here, then this. Like... oh my god, do I have this square this whole fucking time? Genuinely did not see that I have this square. Don't know how the pieces move. It's actually so annoying. So obviously it's just knight f5 then. And I just literally have d6. I don't know why I couldn't see that. Well, sorry. I guess you guys must have had fun chatting in chat, like, what is Michael missing here? I didn't see that this was a fork. I didn't even see that I had this square. Like, the knight was not able to move to that square. So that just wins then. Brilliant. I don't know how many tactics I'm going to have to do before I see something like that. That's crazy. Oh, kill myself. Fucking kill myself. Jesus. Yeah, instant intuition, knight f5. Knight f5 to knight d6 fork. Oh, it's crazy. Nice job with the peak blitz, Jan. Well, close to peak. I did just say type she, I should say. I hate the fact that I just said that out loud. I don't know how to fix these blind spots. I think probably doing a lot of Puzzle Storm would be good. I think Puzzle Storm is something that could potentially improve on this. I don't know why I wasn't able to see that. Finally sees it, indeed. Why was this one so easy though? I mean, I don't know. It should be, right? It should be. It just wasn't on my radar at all. I don't know if it's a visualization problem. Like, if this was the starting position, right? If this was the starting position and I was like asked what's white's best move, I probably would see it. So maybe it's like a problem of visualization, but I'm not seeing the potential of the knight. in this regard. Just didn't see it at all. Did not see it. What to do? What to do? Jesus. I somehow still 13 more minutes of training to go. I guess this is the curse we've given ourselves by, as the subscribers go higher, the training increases. So every session is longer than the last. It's brutal. Okay, let's go. So Ponomaryov to win. Let's actually see if we can spot a 2-move combo. Okay, we've got rook, knight, knight, bishop, bishop, rook, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, first things first. King's looking pretty irrelevant here, although there might be a check that can be thrown in somehow if they want to like get out of a pin or something. This is what jumps out at me first. Like 2 loose pieces on a line of my rook. Like there's gotta be something there. Like there has to be. Now, my bishop's also loose, so that's something of concern as well. Why the hell do we not just take and then move this bishop and win? Probably F1 just to be safe to avoid any checks. Well, I guess maybe there they can actually defend. I realize I'm tunnel visioning hard. I'm really tunnel visioning, but really feels worth just calculating that. Does that win? I'm looking at bishop takes, bishop a6. Because if bishop takes, then rook takes. And then it's a fork, right? On these 2 loose pieces. Bishop takes, this is forced. Bishop a6. If they move anywhere, I'm just going to take that knight. So they have to take. And then I take. And that just wins. Everything is secure. That is a winning position. Okay, I'm going to go do it. Let's go. Yeah, knight f4, I guess take the bishop. Maybe I should have considered, yeah, what happens if the knight moves as well. But yeah, we just take the bishop. Bishop f6, bishop f6, knight a6. Knight a6. I guess you mean bishop a6, yeah. Yeah, very nice. Bishop a6. Okay, Stephen, good job. And good job, Josh. Got it as well. Nice. Good shit. Okay, let's do some more. Let's keep going. Queen, rook against queen, rook, bishop. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 4. So we've got 7 against 4, but we've got rook against 2 bishops. Okay, fine. King. Their king is on the line of our queen, but there are 2 pieces blocking the way. Potential for some exposure this way. There's X-ray pressure here as well. Our king looks kind of safe. But of course, you know, a lot of scary pieces here. Some reroutes might cause us some problems. So, okay. Yeah, any other X-rays to consider? Maybe X-ray this way? X-ray like this? Very unlikely, but you never know. There's potential mates on both G2 and H1. Fine, so what about loose pieces? Loose bishop. Loose queen. Loose pawn, loose pawn. Loose pawn. Loose pawn. Fine. So, okay. Checks, captures, threats. So, what checks do we have? We've got 1 check here. What captures do we have? We've got rook takes. We've got rook takes. Queen takes. Oh, this is also a check. I missed this check. Okay. Threats. What threats do we have? Maybe rook d1? Maybe queen a3, hitting the loose bishop? Surely one of these moves is winning already. e4 is a threat? Fine, so let's start with our check. So this queen trade, surely not. Then they can even have time to move the bishop, so not that. e6 is a check, king takes. This might be a check we want to come back to once we understand the position a bit better. It looks fine at first glance for black. Captures, rook takes bishop, queen takes. Well, now we do have queen f3. Queen f3, king e6. We have no more safe checks. So that's not great. Rook d2, queen d2. Is there a better follow-up? Rook d2, queen d2. There is rook d1, but maybe then black can play rook c1. And then we're probably lost. Okay, what about this capture? Rook takes here, pawn takes. Now we've even got queen a4 to hit the bishop, but doesn't really do much difference. Okay, I think we can move on to our threats. So what about this e4 move? If they just take it, then I just take their bishop. So if they take with the rook, then I just take their queen. If they move anywhere off the line of a d file, I'm just taking here, and I'm winning. So that means they have to play either queen d4, queen d7, queen d8. So if they go queen d4, now maybe queen f3, because now there's no king e6 because I've actually got queen f5. But probably after queen f3, they can play like king e7 or something. Looks alright. What other threats did I have? I'm forgetting what I said. I said rook d1 as well. That also looks quite nice. Yeah, if rook takes just queen takes. Are we just not winning that bishop? Yeah, no, they don't even have this. I just take. So hold up. Are we not just winning the bishop? I think this just wins the bishop. It's just a one-move tactic. Axel Smith's going to be the death of me. I think it's just... I'm not missing anything here. If rook d1, what if they play rook b4? Then I can just even take. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen. Rook d1, there's really nothing. Yeah, we just... I don't know. This doesn't work? Oh shit, I forgot about the mate idea. Oh, fuck my life. But why should mate even matter? Why can't I just play f3, f3 versus bishop e3? Oh my god. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to become a 2150 ECF player, which I'm pretty much am right now, just don't have a weak king, then you just can't blunder. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like, rook d1 works if my king is safe. And my king is always safe. It's so stupid. I need to look more than just forcing moves. Bishop b7 is a huge threat. I completely forgot about it. Fucking goldfish memory. It's so bad. Yeah, it's just completely fails. So e4 is the correct move. And it's probably a combination of just e4 and wherever the queen moves, then I play rook d1. Wow, that's literally it. And it's kind of surprising then, I didn't even spot rook d1 at this moment. I didn't even spot rook d1 here. Like, why was rook d1 missed? Honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me. Probably because rook d1 was an initial candidate move of mine, which is why I came back to it. Whereas I wasn't strong enough to consider the move rook d1 here. Like, just trying to solve it. So I guess I could have gone back and just done all of it all over again. What checks do I have? What captures do I have? What threats do I have? Probably I need to. Otherwise I'm going to miss a move like rook d1. Actually insane. So bad at tactics despite doing like 900 of these. Actually incredible. Yeah, literally, guys. Just rook d1. I didn't even see rook d1. It's just bad. Just bad of his game. Yeah. I just got too excited over the immediate rook d1. Oh, did rook b4? Did I just have a free queen? Probably. Queen takes d5. That makes sense. Just never have a weak king. It's literally that easy. Like, just play openings where if they want to weaken your king, they have to play such a dubious line that it's just bad and then you just win anyway. I don't know. Queen c6, then just rook takes d2 indeed. Yeah. Okay. The time is still ticking, so we do some more. And we move on from Ponomaryov. Oh god. Missing bishop b7. I think this is where like memory is actually very useful. It's not like, oh, how many moves of theory can you remember? It's just like even short-term memory of just seeing bishop b7 and not forgetting about bishop b7. Like, that would be so nice. That'd be so nice. Immediate instinct is knight g6. Is knight g6 not just winning? If king takes, just queen f5. If knight g6 pawn takes, then queen takes rook. There are no counter checks. It just looks winning. Can I just play the goddamn move? Do I have to sit and work out if there's any threats to my exposed king? It's the life we have to live. It looked completely winning. I swear to God, if that's not the answer. Well, what's this quote? He sees a lot more than all the others, but that isn't necessarily a strength. In the game he loses, he has also seen more than his opponent. Playing chess isn't about what you see. So funny that we get this quote after messing up the last example. Playing chess is about what you can seize from that. It can also sometimes be a burden when you see so many variations that you can no longer maintain control. And then we just got chess 24. So is this from like an article, I guess? That Kazim Danov wrote. I mean, I take his point. Then you can also just be a Chad and maintain control of all the lines, and that's what the Turkish juniors do. But yeah, no, I think knight g6 is very clear. It's very clearly winning. Let's just play it. Okay, so that was a surprising move, but I mean, I just take the rook with check. Like that's the whole point. Okay, fine. And let that be heard. This knight takes g6 is in the same category of puzzles as Mikhail Tao's famous knight takes f7, bishop c1. Like, drives me insane. Okay, we got training over, but let's finish the last one, which is 9-11. For the meme, we gotta solve this. Of course, there are rooks on the board, towers, beautiful towers. Okay, let's see if we can sack some towers. White to play. We've got 2 rooks, 2 knights, and a bishop against 2 rooks, 2 knights, and a bishop. We've got 1, 2, 3 against 2. White has an extra pawn. What else is going on? King is a little bit exposed to stuff. Our king is also a little bit exposed to stuff, but nothing looks completely clear. What the fuck is all of this? Like, I don't know why people play chess like this. It's ridiculous. So, okay. This guy's being attacked twice, defended once. This guy's being attacked twice, defended once. These are somehow defending each other, but knights are never good at defending each other. They can get kicked so easily and things can fall apart. Okay, so loose pieces as well. Very important. This is a loose piece. This is a loose piece. This is a loose piece. And that's it. But that's pretty significant. So already a move like knight e6 could well be crushing. But okay, what checks do we have? We've got rook g8, knight e6. Those are the only checks. Captures. Got rook takes or knight takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Okay. Don't die on me right now, brain. Come on, you can do this. Threats. Do we have any threats? I think I looked at all the captures, right? I mean, maybe there's rook c5 as well. Okay, and threats. I mean, any knight move is a threat on this rook. I guess maybe like bishop e6 could be a threat. Bishop e5, bishop a6. Yeah, loads of different threats. But okay, let's just go one by one. So knight e6. If they were to take my knight with... Oh, my computer's hanging. Okay, if they take with a knight or they take with the pawn, just take their rook. This is defended by this. I mean, it's not over though, right? Like, let's say they take with the pawn, right? And we take their rook. Then they've got rook c5. This is why you don't play with your whole house on fire. Yeah, rook c5 looks really difficult. I mean, knight e6 can also be met by one of these moves as well. So there's a lot here. So I hate that this is in the same category as the last exercise. Unless I'm blundering, like I'm missing mate in one. Okay, let's shallow calculate. So let's keep looking. So what about captures? What about knight takes a8? That wins a bishop, but then they take it. Knight can escape, but so what? The rook just moves somewhere and black is better. So what about rook takes a8? Well, here they can take the knight, defending their loose rook. And again, I don't see it. So what about other captures? Rook takes knight, just knight takes, right? Nothing. Bishop takes f7, rook takes f7. Ah, well, maybe now if rook takes f7, there might be knight e6. Yes, and if king here, then rook check, rook blocks, rook takes mate. So bishop takes f7. The rook cannot take. Bishop f7, if they take with the king... Bishop takes, king takes. I'm really determined to make it work, but I don't see it. Don't see it. Like now this rook is somehow like pinned, right? So it's like, is there some way to exploit all of this? But I mean, maybe knight b5 or something, right? And then like throwing like knight d6. But I don't know. It's just I'm sacking a rook. It just doesn't feel enough. Unless I can somehow... Bishop f7, king f7... Don't know. Same category. Same category as the last exercises. Same category. This guy made probably how much did he make from his woodpecker? Of course, at least 50k, maybe even 100k. 100k, and it's so badly written. It's so badly organized. It just shows you how like marketing is absolutely everything. I think this deserves jail time, to be honest. Maybe I should just sue Axel Smith for what's the right thing to sue for when someone is it like fraud? If you're like selling something that's not what it says it is. But I mean that's the thing. It is what it is. It's just defected, you know. It's a defected product. Okay, it's surely got to be this 96, right? 96. But 96 king e7. I guess 96 actually comes up with another threat, right? It's threatening the knight. So hold up. 96, they can't move the kings, they just take the knight. So 96, they have to take it. If they take with the pawn, and they take here, and then they go rook c5. Maybe I do have a way to save everything. Maybe that's the whole point of this exercise. I have rook check at the end. And then I just pick up the bishop. So if I spent a little less time just moaning about how badly this book is written, maybe I would have found it. 96 is actually just very clear cut. Why it took me so long to realize that this was hanging. That's the problem. I didn't see. I just got overwhelmed by the fact that there were so many options. I didn't believe in it, but it's actually kind of simple. Rook c5 is just again caveman. Rook d8. It's a check. Has to be looked at. Is that not... Oh shit, that's not free because the rook's hanging. But luckily I can just take. I can just take first. Even king e8 I can just take first. And then take the knight. Oh man. God, that was actually not even that hard. Oh, there's even a fork here. Didn't see that. Did not see that. Did not see that. And then you just take on e6 like a boss. Oh, rook f4. Brother. The hell is that? So maybe I was right to like feel like, you know, there's complications. But still. And does it give fe6? No, fe6 on move 1. It doesn't even give fe6. That's the disrespect it had to my main line. Jesus Christ. Well, what are people saying? Knight g6 here. I guess knight e6 is what you must have meant. Why are you all saying knight g6? Yeah, all of you are saying knight g6 for some strange reason. Oh, this must be from a previous exercise. Oh, it's from the previous exercise. Sorry. I'm getting confused. Okay. Rook a8, rook takes a8, rook g8 is absolutely the base answer for exercise 911. Okay, knight e6 from Josh, fe6. Rook takes d7. And if rook c5, rook d8. Fantastic, Josh. I don't know why I wasn't able to push forward. That's a great line. And I think Bob is about to crack open the long ass line of knight e6. Rook d7. And knight f6 I worried about. Fantastic. But bishop e6, f e6. And is it rook f4 the end? It's rook f4 the end. Let's fucking go, Bob. You're too good at this game. Can it be a stupid move like knight b5? I guess it wasn't. Rook takes a7, knight takes a7. What's knight b5? I mean, I think knight b5 might be fine, but it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's just not enough. Yeah. Yeah, intuitively knight t6 is the only move, all others aren't forcing enough. Yeah, maybe that's what I needed. I needed a bit more of... I mean, I got there eventually. To realize knight e6 was the only move that troubles, but... Yeah, Axel Smith is now a billionaire from this course. It's alright, it's life. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I guess there are richer people who have done worse things. Let's just think of it positively. Knight 6 looks great. Rook a7, I don't see a problem. Is that on Frizz's line? I don't know. Yeah, it was actually a tricky puzzle, but I didn't even get to the tricky part. I just failed to see the main line. Yeah, knight g6 was previous puzzle. Indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for training together with me. And I think I'm going to call it a day there. I actually have another league match tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. And we're hopefully going to keep up the winning ways. 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss is the current streak. Let's keep it going. No, Axel Smith is the devil. Okay, yeah, let's leave on that note. Woodpecker 2 was pretty great in my opinion. In that case, I wonder who ghost wrote the course. That's all I can say. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Ciao. See you on Friday.